So as a young golfer growing up in the UK, one of the key sort of areas that you've got to try and get yourself into is to start to represent your county. If you can get into the county setup, then ultimately you get to play with some of the best players around, you get the best coaching around, and then you get to travel a little bit with the game of golf. And one of the big things around for us growing up in the UK or in the southwest of England was to represent Devon playing at Southwest Counties Week. The Southwest Counties was made up with 6 of the southwest counties of England, and if you won that week you'd head off to the English County Finals, which for a county was a big event to get into, and obviously if you won that you were English County champions. And my first Southwest Counties Week came in 2001 at Bristol and Clifton Golf Club. Now, as a 17, 18-year-old golfer, to be selected to play for your county at Southwest Counties Week was a big thing. It was an opportunity for someone like myself to go up against some of the best players in the Southwest, and not only that, to play against England International. Now, for this particular week, I was having a pretty good week. If you get picked to go out number 1 or number 8 in your team, you were generally playing pretty well, and it was an opportunity for you to play against some of the best players. Now, in that week, when we got a chance to play against Somerset, I had the opportunity to play against a chap who we're going to go and see today, somebody who I kind of looked up to as one of the best players in our Southwest. His name's John Morgan. John went on to some fantastic experiences with his career, and I thought today we'd head over to Clevedon Golf Club to have a little catch up with him and see how he's getting on. Let's get up to Bristol. Right, John, I was telling everyone about the first time I played golf with you.
Yeah, I know.
It was a long time ago. You probably can't remember it.
I'm not taking it well. You know what? Got that wave right, it's gone with the wind, flattened into the trees, could have gone absolutely anywhere, and look at that lie. I mean, sat up an absolute tree.
Okay.
Beautiful line in.
197 as well, look.
Oh, that's a strike, Dan.
Hold on then.
Oh, that's a beauty.
Got to be the number, isn't it? Up there.
Oh, it's an absolute worldie. Oh my God.
John! Southwest Counties Week, what did it kind of mean to you to play for your county back in those days?
I think it was the best thing ever happened to me as a golfer.
Yeah. Being
Being part of a team. One thing I do miss being a professional. Obviously, you never get that kind of back, you know, playing match play as a team, trying to fight for your point.
Nice, just releasing up. Go on then, all day. Oh! Still got the touch, haven't you? Still got that little touch there.
I get lucky now and again.
You do.
But yeah, I mean, county golf for me was absolutely amazing.
Just team games.
Team game, don't want to let the side down. I was a bit Leopolda, like guaranteeing the point. I mean, you know, my captain, I got to take me out off for this, but we used to wear wall paint, like, you know, the sunblock.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, Dan, because we went head to head before, but I mean, I was a bit cheeky, and I remember once my skipper at the time, Rip Metcalf, he's down at Burnham Borough, and I came out with 6 and 5 written on my forehead. And I think we're going up against Gloucester, which we always had a lovely rivalry with, and they're good boys. Anyway, and Rick comes up to me and says, John, no, come on, mate, you can't do that. You can't do that. And I was caddying that week, that particular round. And I said, yeah, all right, Rick. So I went back and came out with 4 and 3 on my forehead instead. Down the breeze, I'll be very happy if I can get it inside you.
Great strike.
Got a drift though. Pulled it.
Great strike.
I pulled it. It's just crept on.
Yeah, I see it there, just on that left side there.
I should have done a lot better than that though. Yeah, I do miss those days. I wish I could go back, and especially I wish I had the energy I used to have then. Outside the left, dead weight.
Oh,
saves this par.
Never in any doubt, was it?
I tell you what, that would have been horrendous
doubt.
if that was a bogey after that try.
So tell me, John, what year did you turn pro?
02, pretty early
2002.
doors. Yeah. So that was appetite really to go for the PGA Europro Tour, and yeah, that was it really. Went to qualifying school. I remember going down to Saunton, I think it was.
Yeah.
A couple of places, and yeah, qualified.
Yeah.
And it was a whirlwind really. I mean, I think I had like the first 3 tournaments I played, I wasn't outside the top 3 or 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember Eddie Hearn, who's now doing the boxing, you know.
Yeah.
He was coming up to being, keeping a close eye on me.
Yeah.
I think he had David Lynn at the time, and Greg Owen and Bradley Dredge, a couple of others.
Yeah.
And yeah, actually happened on that hole, that green I've just come off, where my moment changed actually.
Right.
I was actually out on the fairway, had about a pitching wedge left into the green. Remember it clear as day, and I was trying to get into this event, which I think I should have been in. It was a Challenge Tour event, the Challenge Tour Championship at Bowood, and I wasn't in, and I was gutted, and I was playing like you wouldn't believe. I honestly felt so confident. I remember being back there about 120 yards out, and I had the phone call from Eddie. I got you in. I was like, oh my god, next week I'm going to win it. And I ended up winning it, and I remember standing on over the shots here and hitting 2 wedge shots to like 2 foot, and I could control the spin direction. Felt like I was going to hole it from everywhere, and I just thought, this is my time. And I went to Bowood and done what I'd done. Played with Andrew Sherborne, local legend to these parts, on the final day, which was like a dream come true in front of like my home crowd. And you know, ended up taking the trophy, which gave my European Tour card. Fantastic. And it just went ballistic from there. You know, Eddie's like, come on in, John, and Barry, and like, come on in, let's go over to America and see if we can do it again. And we did. Mad, isn't it?
You got to have these breaks, mate. These breaks are what makes people, isn't it?
It's all about momentum at the end of the day, isn't it? I mean,
absolutely right.
You know, momentum's in your favour. I was, you know, high as a kite when it comes to confidence and everything. You know, I felt fit. You know, I was strong. I had a great team around me. Good caddy, good coach, George Raw, and you know, I just felt $1 million. I had a lot of support from mum and dad. Yeah. And support of my golf club. You know, I just felt like I couldn't lose really. Everyone was pulling for me, and that's what I wanted. I just loved the team vibe, and yeah, I just wanted to live up to all of that really, and I did. It was good.
So you headed off to America.
Yeah.
Tour school. Orange County National, is that where you went?
Well, we went Dixon, Tennessee first.
Right, okay.
And I played with Ken Duke.
Ken Duke.
Can you believe it? Yeah. I mean, one of the oldest winners, I think, on the PGA Tour, isn't he? Yeah. One of them. Anyway, we played with him. It was a hell of a story, really, because I had a seizure with about 4 holes to go. And I remember Lewis, I can't remember anything of it, but no. Lewis was able to get me over the line, my caddy, Louis Doe. Yeah. And then, yeah, we went to Orange County National, and what a golf course that was.
Down in Orlando.
Yeah, and Leopard, and I thought I played amazing. I really did. And then we were coming up 18, and I'm in the middle of the fairway, and I've asked the question. I said, what do I need? He said, I'm thinking I could have made a 7 or an 8, you know, and still make the cut. And he said, no, you got to bar it, John. Crikey. So I had about 200 in, 5 iron. I had it on a piece of string, just gunned it straight in the middle of the green, little draw, 15 foot, 2 putt. Thank you goodness, and, you know, and that was it, straight off to finals. And then finals was probably the most inspired moment I've ever had in golf, and it will ever stay that. It will always stay that way. So we arrive, and I can't hit a cow's ass with a banjo, and I honestly can't.
Panicking?
I'm nervous. Yeah. I got 2 great golf courses, and they're tough. Jack has made a great golf course there in the PGA Western Stadium. Yeah. And you got Alcatraz 17. That'll put the weebie-jeebies up any person. I don't care who you are. Anyway, there was a skins game going down the road, and like, we're on the range, we're trying to figure a few things out, sorting our yardages out and everything for the first time. And there's a skins game. Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, Mark O'Meara and Fred Couples. I mean, my goodness. I mean, look, you got some serious rhythm players. Huh?
Where was that being played?
That was being played just down the road. I mean, no more than 5. I can't remember the actual name of the golf course, but it was like 5 minutes drive. Yeah. So we ended up getting a ticket, and off we go. And we're on there, and we've watched all 17 holes. Yeah. And I'm seriously inspired. You know, I've come out of, and they're going up 18, and there was a 5 minutes of daylight left. And I said, boys, we got to go. I need that range. I said, I think I got it. You know, just doing my own, you know, just doing it on my own. Anyway, he went, yeah, we can't leave it. I said, I've got to do it, mate. We got the first round tomorrow. So anyway, we left them, and I think it was when Steve Williams picked up the camera and chucked it in the lake. I think it was actually that we missed. So anyway, went to the range, only hit one shot, bang, I had it. The switch went on, felt like I was Tiger Woods, felt like I was a man mountain all of a sudden, just felt like my chest was out, strong, you know. I felt like someone tried to push me over while I was over the ball, that I wasn't going to move a smidge. And you know, the game of golf became a lot more simpler, and I played so within myself, such intelligence. Probably haven't played like that ever since, and that's God's honest truth, you know. And I absolutely loved it, and that was all a result of actually being inspired by four amazing golfers just before final stage. Wow, amazing.
And still the only player to gain your card on both tours in the same year?
Yeah, I think one other's done it, mate. Right. I forget who that is. Richard, I think his name is. Forget the surname, and I do apologise. Yeah, I mean, it was a whirlwind. You know, all of a sudden in April you're an amateur. You know, you're turning pro, you're trying it on the PGA Europro Tour, and then by mid-December you got both cards, and then, you know, Nike, Callaway, you name them, all coming in for my signature. And you know, and then they're all saying, right, you get this amount if you come to Europe, and you get this amount if you come to America. It was like, looks like I'm coming to America. So it was I was just hoping I would see Eddie Murphy.
First encounter with Tiger Woods then, when you first met him?
Asked him for his good lady's sister's number. I think she had obviously not together anymore, but I think it was at the Buick Invitational at Torrey Pines. Yeah. And I sat down with him, and yeah, brilliant, mate. I was nervous as hell, but I think you have that nervous energy that you just can't help but go and live your dream and go and say hello, you know. And you know, a couple of other stories. You know, I think a year later we're playing at the Buick, or maybe that same year, Buick Classic in Michigan, and had a food fight, had a road race, and a putting lesson, all in 1 week from Tiger Woods. So it can't be too bad. It first out with mum and dad are in the car. Yeah. You know, on the way to the golf course, get to about a mile from the golf course, come to the lights, look to my left. There's Tiger with Steve. Boom, Tiger's giving it one of them.
You're right, having it.
Looked at my mum and dad and went, buckle up. I said, we got to go one up here. So anyway, foot pedal to the metal, flying round corners, get there. He beats me just. He had the inside lane, you know. And then obviously weather delay during the course of the week. We all came in. You know, I'm up at the bar with Scott Verplank, and I think Furyk and Curtis had won majors that year, and they were going to do a quick link to TV. And well, Tiger comes up behind me with a big bunch of grapes and says, have a little pill of those. And he said, when they go live, we'll chuck at them. And I went, great idea. So I'm thinking, I'll do whatever you say, mate. So anyway, with that, obviously we're peeling grapes. They've yet to go live, and we got like 30 of them rode up, and I found a plum, found crisp, peanuts, you know, we're crunching them all up, ready to go. They've gone live for the interview, and well, we've just hammered them, you know, covered them, pebble dashed them everywhere. Thrown the plum, Miss Furyk's head by like that, hit the white wall behind it, and everyone's gone, whoo, cameras run round. Me and Scott Verplank are like that, caught red-handed, and Tiger's got down on his hands and knees, gone round the bar, and he's over by the door, got away scot-free. So that was a good one. And then I was struggling on the greens. Yeah. And it was just me and Azinger on the green, I think it was. Then all of a sudden it went about 4 or 5 deep. Yeah. And I thought, yeah, he's on there. So I went straight up to him, said, Tiger, I was really struggling with the putt. I said, what do you think about, mate? He said, well, John, keep it as simple as you can. He said, it's all about pace at the end of the day. He said, you know, if it's left to right, right to left, uphill, downhill. He said, at the end of the day, if the pace ain't right, the ball's never going in the first place. Yeah. And I just took that and really become really focused on my pace ever since. Yeah. More than technique than anything, really. So, and I think it's helped me, I really do. Lovely job.
So now what are you up to at the moment then?
right now.
Yeah.
Change of direction for me. You know, well, it isn't a change of direction. I'm loving the TV work. I can't wait for the PGA Euro Pro Tour to come back next year. I mean, I think they're going to have their Q School later on this year.
Yeah.
Obviously, just called it a write-off because we couldn't get the Q School in, obviously, because of lockdown and everything like that. So, totally understandable, and so hopefully give the boys a lot more to play, you know. Had a nice season lined up for TV on the European Tour, and I had the Joh Deer Classic I was going to be doing, but that's obviously been wiped clean, and I'm just thankful, you know, guys at Sky at the moment and the European Tour giving me a couple of dates and going in with 2. I had about 27 dates I was going to be doing this year, but now it's down to 2. I'm thankful for anything, to be honest, Dan, but you know, I'm doing the Hanbury Manor and doing the Wales Open, which I can't absolutely wait, mate, and see my old friends. Obviously got the old protocol we've got to do now, all got to be social distance and testing and everything like this, so it's really going to be regimented, and we've got to play ball, you know, if we step out of line, you know, you're out the door, and fair play. So, but you know, I can't wait to see some great golf. There's going to be some great events, and it's just going to be nice to just wipe the cobwebs away again, you know, and start thinking about something I love.
Yeah. Joh Deer Classic then. Obviously it means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was...
You and Laney? I just remember it. I remember watching it.
I had a big old ginger beard rocking, I think, and I had me good old man breast hanging out, good and proper. And the old turtleneck shirts that Tiger was rocking, I had the yellow one. Yeah. And mate, Joh Deer Classic was, well, nothing I will ever forget. I mean, you know, it gives me goosebumps thinking of it now. The
American crowd though, they just got behind you massively, didn't they?
Yeah, I think that's what made me do what I did. Yeah. I think feeling like I had a bit of a team vibe around me. Yeah. And like I said before, you know, that's what's made me play good golf in the past. You know, I was never really an individual player. Yeah. I can tell you that now. I like playing for someone else. You know, to help them along. But I just thought, you know, playing those last couple of holes, Laney was brilliant at, you know, keeping me in the zone. And you know, we were playing as a team then, you know. And mate, the back 9, my goodness, is a blur really. So many birdies. It's a bit right. Needs to go a bit. On. I think it might be all right.
Yeah, he's all right. That's good.
I mean, you know, I racked off birdie on 10, got round, birdie 14, 15, 16. Putt that hung on the edge of the lip on 17, which I can't believe to this day never dropped. Yeah. I mean, a quarter of the ball was hanging on the lip, and I mean, if that had dropped, I'd have won it. Yeah. But you know, at the end of the day, 18 was a massive moment for me, with the buzz of the crowd and the fist pumping and getting absolutely crazy. You see Bob here over a little hybrid. He's getting a nice cracker here. Oh, this one's at it. Oh, he's drifting too much, Bobber. Stay.
Hang on.
Stay there, though.
He's all right.
He's all right. He didn't go down that slope. So yeah, I mean, the crowds were great. I mean, going into the cabin afterwards to talk about the round afterwards, after I lost in the playoff to Hensby. Yeah. I mean, Hensby made a cracking up and down on 18 to force the playoff.
Really did.
So I take my hat off to him, and he was a lovely guy, man. Yeah. And it was a shame because he didn't want to go to the Open. He was knackered, and he had a few other things on his plate. So, you know, I was like, he said, "Do you want my ticket to the Open?" I was like, "Yeah, right, I do." And unfortunately, it wasn't his to give. Right. Okay. You know, so, you know, he thought naturally if he didn't want it, I could have it. Yeah. And at the end of the day, you know, I had to go back into the pot for like final qualifiers and different things like that. Yeah. So unfortunately, never got to play one.
Did you not?
It's one of those. Yeah.
Amazing experience though.
Amazing experience,
Absolutely.
mate. One I'll never forget. I wish I could relive it, you know. But I think, you know, that's the glory of TV, YouTube. Yeah. You know, we're able to see the videos now, retrace our steps, and, you know, try and feel those old vibes again. I'm sure Bob's exactly the same way, going back, you know, over the years he's played darts. It's been amazing, but, you know, yeah, you love it, mate. You do. You really love it. I've already had a 2 today. Wonder if I can get another. Maybe some Molotors. Wouldn't mind a Molitor. It's tracking. Too hard. Straight through the break. Right behind the hole. Bummer.
So just watching your commentary, when you commentate, certainly on the Euro Pro, it's almost like you're trying to like inspire these young lads coming up through. What And certainly when I grew up, watching players like yourself and some of the better players in our area who were good amateur golfers,
Yeah.
it was all, you were inspiring people to either take up the game or play to another level.
That's very kind of you, Dan. Yeah.
What's your thoughts, or what advice have you got for young lads coming up through who are looking to get their, go up to the next level or play Euro Pro and things like that?
Well, we know it's a tough game, and it's unpredictable.
Yeah.
1 minute you can shoot the 63, next day you'll shoot the 77. I've done that many times, and many people will always do that.
Yeah.
But it's trying to say you've got to take the rough with the smooth, and yes, you've got to battle hard and you've got to keep focused, because all of a sudden you minimise your mistakes and you self-correct and stuff, but just don't be too hard on yourself. What I see with a lot of youngsters that come onto the tour, especially the PGA Euro Pro, trying to make a name for themselves, to go up through the levels, they sometimes just get a little bit too ahead of themselves, and they're looking too far into the future instead of the present that they need to deal with, and they need to win on there. They got to get through the tour, onto the Challenge Tour, which it gives you 5 spots, obviously, but it's a massive learning curve. And now the Euro Pro, which is lovely, and I've been there for quite a few years now, we're going to really good events. Amazing golf courses, all thanks to Dan Gollin, who's just the busiest man in the world, poor bugger. But he's out there trying to do a good deed. But yeah, you see these youngsters, and I've had many come up to me. I've been really fortunate. Obviously, I must be pretty approachable, coming up to me, asking me ideas. I remember Aaron Roy, coming up to me, his dad coming up to me. We were at Filford Heath. Could you help my son? And Greg Payne and. Loads of them come out to me just for little words of wisdom, and I didn't know if it worked, but it worked for Aaron Wright. Marcus Armitage had to give him his first interview out on the Euro Pro Tour, and what a lovely lad he is. The bullet is a freak of nature, I've got to say. But you can see the talent when it's there, but sometimes you just hope they, not too hard on themselves or beat themselves up, and they take it in their stride. But they're the ones that come in, after a round and actually come into the pro shop or into the clubhouse and actually have a sit down, and you can see, it's all forgotten about, and tomorrow's another day. And they're the ones that really go on to do bigger and better things. And Europro's a great example of that. It's a 3-rounder, lovely golf courses, and you play it in the height of the summer. It's beautiful. It's a 9-iron.
Oh.
I didn't get it bending enough though.
That's a good shape with a 9-iron, that.
Mate, it's what I had to do. I just couldn't, that little bit of restriction there, I couldn't play the shot I wanted, or I'd have probably nearly got it near the green. So, yeah, Sevy. Can't beat him.
So just tell me a little bit about why your kind of playing career came to a bit of a halt.
Well, you're going to believe it, Dan. I kept quiet for quite a long time, but it happened about a week after, 10 days after the Joh Deer Classic, actually. Right. So this is the moment where really the body couldn't take it. But I was on a flight from Dallas, Fort Worth, over to the Lake Tahoe, where the Reno Open was, and on the PGA Tour. And I got on the plane. Luckily, no one was near me, but I went into a grand mal seizure, and I went down in between the seats on the plane. Luckily, the pilot had just put his foot down, so he was on his way down the runway. Someone hit the button and it stopped at the end of the runway, and they had to emergency me off. Ambulance came out on the runway, so I think I closed down Dallas Airport for about 15-20 minutes, unfortunately. Yeah. But what came with that was biting off your tongue, a couple of ribs broken, disc heads at the top of your back was out, and rotated the sternum bone a little bit, and for both my groin muscles, and it's hard to recover from that, and I think all of a sudden I felt vulnerable. I felt invincible up until then, especially coming off the Joh Deer like that. I felt like no one was going to knock me down. I felt a win was round the corner, but all of a sudden something like that happens, and then you realise you've got a bit of brain damage in certain places that needs an operation if you want to do it. But I said no, just give me the drugs. So I've been on the drugs ever since.
And did you have you have things like that leading up to that, or was that the first kind of encounter of it all?
Well, I had one when I was 18. in front of Dave Dixon, funny enough, a local boy, and his good lady, and that was the first one I ever had. I never had one prior to that. And when that happened, you know, there was a big gap where nothing had ever happened. You know, I thought it was just one of those things. Maybe I got my drink spiked during the night or something. I've had a reaction. Who knows? Who knows? So I just thought it was one of those things that kind of come and gone, and you know, I was going to move on with it. But this one came out of the blue. You know, been years and years since. Well, what was it? Probably 6 years since the previous one, 7 years. So I just never thought it was going to come back again, and then bang, it happens, and then you're vulnerable, and then you're fighting a losing battle. Because I remember going to golf tournaments trying to play high on morphine, which the doc would give me, and you know, you're wandering around the golf course playing with Davis Love III and Zach Johnson in the first round of the Deutsche Bank, going, I don't know what planet I'm on, I really don't. And I was lucky to get Tiger's backup driver because it was a bit of a windy day, but I couldn't hit it because it obviously was stiff as hell and heavy as hell. So I was just trying to hit this with a few broken bones and stuff, but it was just the warrior in you, you know, sportsman in you. You can't say no, you want to play and you want to do well. And at the end of that, I just knew I was vulnerable.
So what's next for you then? What do you want to do?
Well,
career-wise,
love to keep doing what I'm doing at the moment. Like a bit more of it, as we all would. I mean, it's lovely to be out there on tour, you know, where you once played. I'd love to have a few more gigs, but if it doesn't come, I'm quite happy the way it's going. Probably like to start out like doing what you're doing, Dan. Really, you know, do a few little videos, and you know, if people need any help, I can give some kind of online tuition, or you know, just some tutorials, and maybe get some of my old mates involved. And you know, we started up a little podcast called The Filthy Lip Out, me and Kit Alexander, who's my partner in crime on the Europro, and we had Chris Wood last week. We got Nicholas Colesarch coming on soon, and hopefully, you know, we can get the likes of Sergio and Co and a couple of others in the future, which would be dead handy, you know. And it's really fun as well. We talk about the game, and we have a really good old chat about the old days, some old vibes and old circumstances that we used to be, you know, put ourselves in, and how we got through them, and our best moments and stuff. But I like the way my life is going at the moment. So I'm not counting my chickens. You know, take it a day as it comes. But going to put a nice little studio into my place, and you know, I'm going to start doing some filming and hit some golf shots. And if anyone wants any pointers, I'm going to hopefully solve it for them.
So there you go, there's a little insight with John Morgan. Absolutely fantastic to catch up with John again. After all these years, he has not changed a bit. Hopefully we'll get to see a little bit more of John as well. He's quite keen to do a little bit more, maybe moving forward. And a big thank you also to Clevedon Golf Club up in Bristol. Fantastic to get to play that golf course. Have never played it before. Absolutely superb condition, and it's part of the Bristol Golf Breaks, and I'll put a little link in the description below so you can have a little look at it for yourselves. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. As always, stay safe, and I look forward to catching up with you again soon.